Blu-ray. Byun Woo-seok embraces Kim Hye-yoon as if they become one. Look at his hand. Hello everyone, warm greetings from the team at Yahoo Japan News. We're thrilled you stopped by. If you enjoy playful, romantic deep dives into behind-the-scenes moments, please support our channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our exclusive breakdowns. Now sit back, because today's clip is the sort of tiny cinematic miracle that makes fans squeal and critics grin. There's something a little magical about Blu-ray extras and BTS stills. When the camera stops, the actors don't. The polished takes are over. The script rests in a director's hand, and what remains are honest small gestures. The ones that tell you more about a moment than 1,000 scripted lines ever could. In the stills you shared with us, a male and female actor collapse into a private, very close embrace while the set takes a breath. For about 2 heartbeats, they look like a single organism, 2 bodies, 1 soft silhouette. It's the sort of image that makes editors pause the footage and fans rewind it 5 times. Now, before we get carried away, whether you already know who these actors are or you're seeing this frame for the first time, the scene is worth admiring on its own terms. The director and crew are talking through the next shot. You can almost hear the quiet hum of radios and the rustle of winter coats. While everything on set waits, the actors share a moment so intimate it momentarily dissolves the boundary between performer and co-star. The effect, pure, accidental cinema. Let's zoom in on the details, because the details are what make this frame deliciously watchable. The male's hand, that modest, ordinary hand, keeps doing the most ordinary, yet affecting thing. It reaches, it tucks, it smooths. Not the grand, showy touch of a scripted kiss, but the steady, patient attention of someone who's keeping their co-star comfortable. It's a hand that strokes hair, adjusts fabric, and then, after a few seconds of gentle grooming, the female slips out from the embrace. Only then do you do a double take and realize, oh, there are 2 people in that bundle after all. There's a small, comic beat here, too. For a split second, the silhouette could be mistaken for one person wrapped in a blanket of star power. The team around them looks on, some exchanging notes, others smoothing a lens. A few crew members might shrug. Directors call action, grips reposition their gear. The world keeps moving, while this private, warm cocoon unravels. It's the kind of unplanned visual that Blu-ray extras were made for. Accidental, human, and infinitely replayable. Romance in behind-the-scenes material rarely announces itself with fireworks. Instead it appears as quiet choreography. A finger brushing a stray hair back, a shoulder angled to shield a co-star from the wind, a hand that lingers just long enough to be noticed but not so long as to create a problem. That little repetition of hand to hair is cinematic shorthand for care. In a production full of cameras, it's easy for vulnerability to feel staged. Here it feels unscripted and therefore more honest. We love the ambiguity, too. Is this an actor's instinctive protective gesture? A small rehearsal of a planned intimacy? A private joke heated by the cold? The beauty is we get to imagine it. Fans will build whole micro-novels around a single frame. Directors will call it blocking. Editors will tuck it into the extras with perfect timing. Whatever the label, it lands as a tender beat that humanizes 2 very public people. For those who treasure exclusives, a quick note. Stay tuned and watch the whole video. We've woven in some special, behind-the-scenes facts and small curiosities you won't hear elsewhere. Little production details and timing notes that give this clip its full flavor. There's a reason Blu-ray collectors pause on these frames. They're tiny narrative crumbs that make fans feel like they were there. Here's our candid translation of the short scene description you asked us to highlight, adapted into English to read naturally in the video script. Blu-ray. He holds her like they melt into one. The director and the crew are chatting in. The scene is on a quick pause, and then she buries herself into him, so snug that for a moment we couldn't tell there were 2 people until we noticed his hand, repeatedly smoothing her hair. Only after she slips out of his embrace do we realize it wasn't one person at all. That little revelation, the aha moment, when the hand betrays the bundle, is a delightfully human thing. It's the difference between a staged romance and a lived, breathing one. And on a set, moments like this are gold. Candid, brief, and deeply revealing of chemistry. Now, let's be a tiny bit theatrical because what's fandom without a dramatic flourish? Imagine the audio track for this. Behind the scenes extra, a muffled director's voice, the rustle of down jackets, a soft laugh from off-screen, and the almost inaudible whisper of fingertips in hair. Roll credits, and then replay that frame in slow motion. You'd probably add a whimsical piano sting, and a chorus of fans fainting gently in the background. That's the mood we felt when we first slowed this down. And of course, that wasn't the only moment that made hearts flutter on set. According to crew whispers, the chemistry between the two didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. Between takes, they often shared small, genuine gestures, the kind that reveal comfort and familiarity. Sometimes, when the night scenes ran late and the air turned frosty, he'd quietly drape his jacket over her shoulders without a word, pretending he was just being practical. Other times, she'd tease him about his messy hair, reaching up to fix it while laughing softly, unaware that the camera team was still recording. These were not rehearsed moments, not written in any script, just natural, instinctive acts that spoke louder than 1,000 love lines in the drama. And then there was that legendary coffee moment fans still talk about. During a break, she brought him a warm cup, but instead of handing it over normally, she pressed it gently into his palms with both of hers, lingering a heartbeat too long. The director called them back to the set, but neither moved right away. You could almost see the invisible electricity between them, not exaggerated, not performed, just two people caught in a small, unguarded second. Even the lighting crew joked that they didn't need extra filters because the glow came from them. It's this sort of quiet, accidental romance behind the camera that gives every Blu-ray bonus clip its magic, and makes viewers fall in love with the story all over again. Before we wrap, a few practical notes for those who love dissecting BTS footage. Lighting shifts can create optical illusions. Camera angles collapse perspective and sometimes make two silhouettes look like one. And wardrobe, especially bulky coats and scarves, can hide limbs and make an embrace red as a single folded form. So when you're rewatching, remember, part of the charm is the trickery of cinema itself. Thank you for watching this clip with us. If you enjoyed this playful, romantic breakdown, please show love to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment telling us which Blu-ray moment you want us to analyze next. Want more? Suggest a scene and we'll bring the slow motion, the close-ups, and the cheeky narration.